U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says any future deal with Iran will not come at the expense of America's Gulf allies. Wrapping up a three-day tour of the UAE, Kuwait and Bahrain, Mr. Rubio told the leaders Washington wants an agreement with Tehran that is good, real and verifiable, but not at any price. He also pushed back against Tehran's plan to charge vessels using the Strait of Hormuz.
The Straits of Hormuz are international waters. International waterways do not belong to any nation state. This is a foundational principle in the world today, without which the world would be in total chaos.
Iran's Revolutionary Guards have warned ships not to transit the strait without Iranian authorization. Tehran says it plans to introduce what it calls maritime service fees, but Oman says future arrangements will not include transit tolls. Now, for more, we're joined by Blake Sifton. He is reporting live to CNA from Tel Aviv. Blake, just to summarize, Mr. Rubio says that any disruption in the Strait of Hormuz could spread to other key shipping routes, while Iran is warning that vessels should not cross without authorization. Now, how does all this rhetoric square with what is actually happening in the strait itself?
Good evening, Jill. Well, that's right. Ahead of that visit with leaders in Bahrain, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said that key international waterways like the Strait of Hormuz do not belong to any one country. And if Iran were to impose tolls, that idea could spread to other vital waterways around the world and create total chaos. And as we heard, he said the U.S. wants a deal, but not at any cost. Now, that came after President Trump on Wednesday said that a deal with Iran that included tariffs or tolls or fees on ships passing through the Strait of Hormuz would be unacceptable. Iran's Revolutionary Guard today, they reacted to an announcement by Oman that they were setting up a corridor for safe passage, an alternative corridor for ships seeking to leave the Strait of Hormuz. The IRGC said that the only way ships can transit the Strait of Hormuz is through coordination with Iran. They said that if ships were to pursue these alternative passages, that would be dangerous and that they would be dealt with. Now, meanwhile, today we heard from the UN's shipping agency. They said that 57 ships, including some 1,100 mariners, have successfully passed through the Strait of Hormuz since Tuesday in a evacuation operation that's been launched by the UN this week. It's believed that there are some 11,000 mariners trapped in the Strait of Hormuz by the war.
Now, the U.S. says Israel has pulled back from part of its buffer zone in southern Lebanon as part of a good faith gesture. Should we be expecting reciprocal moves or de-escalations of some sort?
Well, in those direct talks underway in D.C. this week between Israel and Lebanon, they've been discussing this pilot program in which Israeli soldiers would leave from a small area in southern Lebanon that they are occupying, and they would be replaced by soldiers from the Lebanese army. But this afternoon, Israeli officials speaking to local media denied that U.S. statement that they had withdrawn from small areas as part of an act of good faith. They say that so far the Netanyahu government has not ordered the military to do so, and we haven't moved anywhere as of now. Now, Israeli officials are said to be very angry with the Trump administration over the decision to include a ceasefire in Lebanon in the memorandum of understanding with Iran. And when it comes to those direct talks in D.C. between Lebanon and Israel, they are said to be the least productive that have been held so far. That's because according to reports, the Israeli negotiators have been reluctant to agree to any withdrawals over that anger with the Trump administration. And the Lebanese officials are said to have presented maps that call for a much wider withdrawal from southern Lebanon than the Israeli government is willing to accept.
In Tel Aviv, Blake Sifton, thank you so much.